Rio, could I just say, what a throwback game that was yesterday.
Do you know what I put on social media now on my Instagram page about the atmosphere at Elland Road? When I was there as a player for Leeds, it was unbelievable. When I was there as a Man United player, mate, seriously, it was hostile to say the least. I actually didn't realise how much of a rivalry Leeds and Man United was. I went there, I signed, and within 24 hours, I think in 48 hours, I got a phone call from Yorkshire Police saying, we're advising you, we've got a bit of intel that you don't come back for the foreseeable future.
What, you got your pass revoked?
Yeah, because you something might happen.
Soaking. They can never do it like I. When you see man pull up and slide, man stepped in the room with legends, Rio and Steve, you know it's a vibe. Check the podcast, what you wanna know? Don't ask me, go and ask Joe. If you're talking Premier League, he's on the front line and I gotta go. It's a vibe with five, and you already know what it is. It's a vibe with five, and you already know what it is. Vibe with five, and you already know what it is. It's a vibe with five, and you already know this.
Massive shout out to our sponsor Soaking. Just to let you know, special announcement. Soaking is the first business to offer full e-commerce payments in the metaverse in both physical and virtual worlds. People will be able to meet, interact, shop, and access enhanced experiences. Are you crazy? Imagine this, people. Purchasing a special token for a Vibe with 5 episode after the World Cup final with fans all over the world. Even if you're on the other side of the world, it can happen. You can get stadium tours with Rio, etc. Buying a new home shirt from your avatar and getting it delivered to your home the next day. Soaking, we're in business. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for this week's episode of Vibe with 5. You got here myself, Joel Beya, looking at fourth spot. You got here Rio Ferdinand and Stephen Howson wishing they'll get fourth spot. All right, cool. So let's get into it. Can you feel
Joel,
the energy?
who's in fourth at the minute?
What'd you say?
Who's in fourth at the minute?
Bro, it don't matter. Like, we got games in hand.
Possession's 9-10 for a while, mate.
We got games in hand, mate. Do you know what I mean?
All right, yeah. We got points in the bag, mate.
Yeah.
Every week is different. He's like a yo-yo, this guy. One week he's like, this is high. The other next week he's lies a snake's belly. He wants Arteta out. Like, what are we getting? Like, what are you?
Arteta in, baby. You know what I mean?
Jesus.
I'm feeling the energy. Steve, Man United, of course, beating Leeds 4-2. Made it more difficult than it should be.
What do you mean made it more difficult than it should be? Away at Elland Road with the rivalry.
I'm sorry.
Hold on, the rivalry. Taking that into consideration as well.
I'm sorry, Rio Ferdinand. Is it acceptable to be going 2-0 up and then allowing them to come back 2-2?
Yeah, because we've got to beat them twice.
Is it?
It's where Man United are at. That's the habits that they've now eradicated that habit for this game. Hopefully that continues. Because normally they'd have gone 2 up, they'd have dropped the bag, and then all of a sudden probably lost the game. Whereas now, go again.
Listen, I want you guys to let me know in the comments here.
The manager's making substitutions.
Do you think I've got too many high expectations for Man United?
Five substitutions that he's brought on that have come on and scored.
No, he's done really well when it comes to the subs. I'll tell you that.
The weekend against
I'll tell you that he's done a good
job. We beat them twice. We beat them and then we give them a glimmer of hope, and they all got excited. Did you see them? And then we snatched it away again.
Elland Road was bouncing.
That's poor, man. I don't know. Well done in the end, but yeah, it was a bit mad. And let's not even go into the fact that he took off Pogba, but obviously it ended up working for you.
Yeah, Pogba was amazing, man. Like he was produced the first half, especially. You're thinking, wow, like that's the Pogba you want to see. You know what I mean? And he done really well. Obviously, he brought him off, and even me myself raised my eyebrows a little bit. But the substitutions from the manager were spot on. Both of them come on and had an impact and scored.
I think I'll start off with Pogba, but it's just like, man, that guy. You would cry to buy someone like that, man. Like if you see him and like since he's come back from injury, like I've been saying it as if I'm pro Pogba, you know. I think the guy is. We all know he's a baller, Steve, but how can you replace that? How?
You're not going to. The issue with Pogba's never been his ability. The issue with Pogba's is, does he want to be here? And the circus surrounding him. The issue has never been about ability with him because he's got loads of ability. I think he was great, and I think it was, in hindsight, it was the correct substitution. Obviously, Fred came on and lit it up. But it did look like Pogba had started to slow down, tire a little bit, and the momentum shift that we got by bringing Fred on, it was a great sub.
I think he's right. 80 minutes, United done well. 10 minutes, sloppy spell.
Yeah, man, you lot
Conceded
conceding
2 goals.
Like
And we're
what?
conceding a lot of goals, man. A
90
hell of a lot of
seconds.
goals. But you know what? There's a really like a Debbie Downer on Rangnick and Man United at the moment. Yes, I think the fixture list, while he's been there, has been quite favourable to Man United. But only like Man City have picked up more points since he's come.
Mm-hmm.
They've picked up 28 points. Man United have picked up 25. So he can't be doing as badly as the way it is spoken about in the media.
Your stat
No, I'm just saying, in terms of points.
Because if you look at eyes, using your eyes.
Let me finish. In terms of points, you have to say he's a pass at the moment. What? So hold on. So Man City. So everyone's saying that Liverpool are flying. Liverpool, oh my God, is championship winning form now. They haven't had as many points in the bag as Rangnick in his term since he's been here. So what do you say to that?
First of all, I need to look at Liverpool's fixtures and see what was going on.
I'm just
and
saying,
also, you got to pass the eye test as well. You
don't always lose to those bottom teams. Those are the tricky games.
They're the games that Man United normally lose, by the way.
Stop it. You guys.
They did. That's under Ollie. That was the games that used to put them in problems. Palace at home, Palace away.
They had a good record against the top 6.
Yeah, it was away against the teams that you should be swatting. We were struggling against. And listen, I understand there's still elements within the way that his team are playing that isn't fine-tuned. There's massive room for improvement all round. I understand that. But in terms of the points on the table, what are you asking for? Him to have 30 points?
Well, what we're asking for is there's situations in the games, especially when you look at the last 5 games. You should be winning some of those games. In fact, let me help you out here, right? Do you want to read out the stats whilst I...
how many of them are on the manager and how many of them are
individual? No one's saying that it's perfect. I'm just saying to you, in terms of if you just put points on the table, listen, I don't think he's going to get a job as a manager anyway, so regardless of what he does. But what I'm saying, he's got big games coming up now. Man City, I think Liverpool at some point, Atletico Madrid, big games. So he's going to have to produce in them games, and he'll be judged again via those games, I'm sure. But in terms of points, only Man City have got more points than him in the time he's been here.
Newcastle, you should have won that game.
Should have, would have,
could have won that. Should have won that.
Should have, would have, could have.
Won the Burnley game. Wolves can't be getting slapped at home by Wolves, man. I'll tell you that.
You're talking about Wolves that go above you.
Hold on. Yeah, but we beat them. Well,
we're gonna go. Yeah. Well, yeah. Sometimes, like I said, sometimes
shown up against Villa. Yeah, you won the Brentford game. You won the West Ham game. Obviously, we know what happened at Middlesbrough. Burnley, that should have been a win. Southampton should have been a win. You beat Brighton, you beat Leeds, but it's like you're making the job harder than what it should be. If you look at the Brighton game, especially,
it is. It's the games are being harder than they should be on paper, but also there's games that they should have won. They should have done better in. They shouldn't have dropped points, and I get that. But all I'm saying, if you're judging it against other teams and how everyone's doing, Man United are second in terms of points total in the time he's been here to Man City, who are top of the league, bruv.
I generally think you guys' expectations has dropped, man, too much. Despite where you are, Rio, I don't like to hear it, man. And in fact, it's disappointing.
The expectations for Man United have dropped, and rightly so. What's your expectations from Invincibles?
Top four, right now. Top 4.
What's your expectation?
Top 4.
You said you want your manager out.
Don't try it. No, don't try it.
You said.
Yeah, I did say it, and I changed my mind because if you look at it, Rio, what? If you look at it, you guys have spent how much money? Like close to $1 billion.
I don't care.
Less than you last year. How about that?
Close to $1 billion. Come on, guys, man. I'm sorry. If you look at Man United versus Leeds, the last 4 games, 15 goals scored, 5 goals conceded, 3 wins, 1 draw, 0 losses. Great stats there, favourable of Man United. They waited 19 years.
Throw stats in with no context.
They waited 19 years, to come and get slapped at by United. I think, I think they did well.
Leeds are a good team to watch. And I think the way they play probably suits Man United. 1v1 all over the pitch, man to man, and then it's about individual battles. Sancho now is stepping up, producing the form that everybody expected from day one, but reality kicked in and said, listen, sometimes people need to adapt, and he's doing that. Last few games, he's been the best player in a red shirt, 100%. Long may that continue. So keep going, Sancho. We love to see that.
Maguire.
But Maguire comes up with a set piece goal. How many games is it before a set piece goal?
140 set pieces.
140 corner kicks.
Wow. So, but and with England, an England shirt, my man gets hit on everything
all the time.
So yeah, man, he actually played so much better in this game as well against Leeds. So
what did he say? He said, embarrassing every time I saw that stat, and I was a big part in that. As a team and a group, we've been nowhere near good enough. He's been taking accountability and stuff like that. So
that's what you want to hear from players when they come out. Be honest about your own performance. Be honest about.
That was my issue with him last week. We started pointing fingers at people after the Burnley game. I wasn't having it. Well, at least he's come out and he's took it on the chin today. So fair play to him.
So what now for Man United? Like, you guys are going on as if, you know what I mean? Are you happy?
Hang on. Why are you just throwing stuff at United here? You're talking about our expectations.
The United section of the show. You lot just don't like pressure.
Talk about your own expectations as a club. Oh my God, you'd be lucky to finish top half.
Shut up, Steve, man. Come on, man.
Do you know what I liked about this weekend is that Man United, all the teams going for fourth, bar West Ham, got positive results, and it's like, right, that position is that you've got to perform now, because Spurs won a game we didn't expect them to win, and then Arsenal obviously won, and United won. So, like, listen, I think it's going to be out of them three to finish fourth. I think West Ham will put up a fight, but will probably go a bit short just because of the depth in their squad.
You say that, but they're still there, man. Like, I've been saying the same thing all season.
They'll finish above Arsenal.
I don't know where you're getting all of this from, man.
What?
Like, seriously, like,
they'll finish above Arsenal.
Are you not looking at the table?
Unless, listen, I think Saka and Emil Smith Rowe, if anything happens to them, you're banging trouble.
Listen, West Ham are currently on 42 points. They played 26
There you
games.
are. You're banging trouble.
Real, could I just say, what a throwback game that was yesterday. Total throwback game. Yeah. The weather turned up, the crowd turned up, the players turned up, and it all made a proper top secret sauce that just worked.
Do you know what I put on social media now on my Instagram page about the atmosphere at Elland Road? When I was there as a player for Leeds, it was unbelievable.
I saw that picture.
But when I was there as a Man United player, mate, seriously, it was hostile to say the least. I
saw the picture on your Instagram, and it was like blurry, innit? I thought, why has he uploaded this blurry picture for? And then I looked in the background, and it was mad abuse.
That picture kind of, if you go on my Instagram page and look, and you see that picture of the Leeds fans when I went there as a United player, I actually didn't realise the how much of a rivalry Leeds and Man United was.
I was going to say, when I was younger, I never
knew.
Was it
in London? It weren't a thing for us. So I never knew that it was a big rivalry. And then I signed for Man United.
Yeah.
And I went there for the right reasons, just to win trophies. Simple as that, and which I was justified in doing. And Leeds needed the money, so really they should be thanking me for leaving, because otherwise the club go over and they take that 30 mil. But I went there, I signed, and within 24 hours, I think in 48 hours, I got a phone call from Yorkshire Police saying, we're advising you, we've got a bit of intel that you don't come back for the foreseeable future.
What, you got your pass revoked?
Yeah, because you something might happen. I didn't go back for 2 years. I sold my house immediately.
Yeah.
Removal people had to do it.
Yeah, you couldn't go back.
Go back and do my removal stuff. No. And then I went back. The first time I went back was probably about 2 years later to a Trevor Nelson MTV party. Remember that? In Leeds. And it was
shout out to Trevor Nelson.
Shout out to Trevor Nelson, Chelsea fan, but he's cool.
Is it?
I think so, yeah. But we went. I went there then 2 years later, and I was kind of fine. But yeah, Leeds fans, when I see them on my travels, they're cool. We always have a good laugh. And
are they really? I thought you were just saying that just to.
No, we're cool. You get the odd one that says, "Oh, listen, I'll have a picture, but I'm Leeds." I liked you when you was at Leeds, which is fine. It's banter, good banter. But I went and done the Aston Villa versus Leeds game at Villa Park the other day, about a week ago or whatever it was, and where the box was overlooking where the Leeds away fans were. So we all know that the away fans are always the nuttiest fans.
Yeah,
I reckon if they could have got through the glass to get me, it'd have been over.
You're joking?
Oh, mate, they were going bananas. They wanted to kill me. But I was like, mate, this happened how many years ago? I was justified in why I left. And if I didn't leave, you probably wouldn't even be in the Premier League still now.
What did you do to them, though? Because they
were giving me a little bit, and I'll give it a little bit. Come on, man.
Yeah, right.
A little bit of hand signals here and there, because they were doing it to me. But it's almost like they're allowed to call you every name under the sun, these fans, right? The minute you have a little go back for banter, it's like they want to call the police.
Did you or did you not call yourself an A-lister the other day on the show?
Cool. Yeah. Well, I am.
So A-listers have a certain responsibility, mate.
Yeah.
You're public property. You are not allowed to respond in any sort of way.
Well, I'm not an A-lister then.
Yeah.
I'll respond. I don't care. Like, but I like it for banner. I've got no animosity towards any of these geezers. You know what I mean? It's just a laugh to me. Like, but these guys, I swear, I'm seeing veins popping out their neck, in their forehead, like going bananas, like blood popping out of their eyes to try and like get to me. It's mad, but it's all good. It's all love from my end. I give a bit back. Chelsea fans a few weeks ago at West Ham, I give them a few signals.
That was hilarious.
But it's all a laugh because listen, these guys they pay their tickets to go there and just have a Barney time with the opposing fans and cheer their team on, and they love it.
Do you feel more like? Are they onto you more now that you don't play? Do you see it more?
No. Well, Leeds fans are the only ones, the away fans, when I went there that day. Yeah. That's the only time I've felt real hostility.
Really?
Since I retired. Like, I get a little bit of banter and a little bit of hostility from City fans. Liverpool fans, we have a laugh. They're good, but which it used to be really red hot with them. Chelsea fans are fine. They were the teams that was probably real hostile moments with over my years of playing. Since I've retired, they've all watered down, and they understand I'm there to do a job.
You're a pundit now,
I'm
innit?
a pundit. I've got an opinion, and at the base of it, I'm a football fan like them.
It's true. Steve, I saw in one of your previews, I was actually watching your preview the other day, and you said that the game was going to be open. Were you surprised that they didn't start with Rafinha?
Yeah, why didn't they start with Rafinha? Do we know?
Must have been an injury.
No idea, because that's crazy.
Yeah, because he was the one I picked out as star man. Best previews in the game, I might add, as well. Best tactical previews in the game. Told you United was scoring from a set piece this weekend. I think you're fine.
No, you did.
So you got to expect that when you go and play Leeds. And I thought Sancho would be a threat as well because that open nature of the game, it's literally like being back in the Bundesliga for him. Real transitional game, high energy, high pace to it, loads of room. So someone that loves a dribble and the way he does it is going to have a good game and going to enjoy that game. And I thought, he's in hot form at the moment, Sancho, and it's almost like he's took it upon himself with the absence of Mason Greenwood to kind of just take it on, know that he's starting week in, week out probably, and just get on with it. And in the absence of Cavani, because I thought Ronaldo was a bit anonymous in the game. I don't think it was his best game for United. I thought Lingard the same, actually. But you think if you take Ronaldo out of the team, who are you playing? Charlie McNeil? There's no one else.
I think, you know what, Steve, what you just said there, you hit a great point there for someone like Sancho, who's been searching for a bit of form and consistency. The fact that Mason Greenwood is no longer available and Martial is no longer available, there's not that big threat that I'm probably not going to play next week, or he's got a chance to play somebody else. I'm here now. He might have been told behind the scenes, and I'll argue that he probably has been told, you're going to play now. You're going to start every game. Go and make it your own shirt. And that confidence lift and that shift now from looking over his shoulder to actually, no, I'm here to play is a big difference. And I think that's why we're seeing what we're seeing with Sancho right now. But
you also mentioned something when we were offline. You said that you spoke about the style of football in Germany versus what he will have to do in the Premier League now.
Yeah, I think that's an important point as well. I think adaptation to this league is very different. I think you watch German football, especially when he was there, the transitions, when he had to react to when his team lost the ball, probably the intensity was nowhere near what it's like now. The physicality in the game in the Premier League is a level or two above what it is in Germany. So adapting with all of that in mind as well, you're going to take a bit of time.
And you said he's doing more going back than he's
He'll be defending more than he's ever done in his life, even when he was at City, probably right now in the Man United team. So he's doing things now, especially off the ball, that he's never had to do. So it's still adaptation, learning new things. So that's what happens when you go to a new club, especially in a new country. So that's to be expected. But like we keep saying, you're not really afforded that time, especially when you're of a stature in terms of signings that he's been.
Before we move on, I want to give a massive shout out to Fred, because he's someone that I see on social media always getting battered and abused. Now, in terms of his footballing ability, it's not always great. I can admit that. But sometimes I feel like he takes on way more than what he should. And it was really good to see him come. And to be honest with you, I think he's been having a few good games under Rangnick, you know, to be fair.
Steve, because Steve's hammered him a lot.
Steve?
Yeah, I hammer him for quality. You can never hammer him for work rate. But I also said he should have been starting over the likes of Donny because his defensive output is unquestionable. And that's literally the reason why Fred's been starting week in, week out so often for United. You can't touch what he does defensively and what he does off the ball. And in fact, his goal this weekend was all about just work off the ball. How many players inside the box like that are going to do a simple maneuver like a little run around the way he did, just to go and find a little bit of space? Give Sancho the easiest assist he's ever going to have in his career, just knocking it to the side, 4 foot.
Didn't know he had that in him, to be honest. You know?
No, I think 9 times out of 10, that's just nailed someone in the crowd most of the time. But he got it perfect this week. He's, the keeper probably could have even saved it, but maybe didn't because of how hard he hit it. I mean, honestly, he's absolutely put his whole life into that ball, smashed it, great goal. Everyone's a winner. Love it.
And what about Elanga? What do you like about him, man? Like, I'm just learning about him this season, of course, and he seems like he's hungry. He's what hungry. I can say.
He's obviously humble as a young player coming into the team, and he's just chomping at the bit. I like the fact that he's impacted games, 3 away goals, which is a big thing, scoring away from home. And he's come on, he's contributed. And I think that's all you want as a young player, to come on and not be anonymous, have an impact. And he's done that. And I think he's a real good example to all young players coming through. You bide your time, you get in, and you've got to make your mark when you get in there. And he's doing well. Yeah,
he's kind of, well, it's good. It's a good thing he got that goal because he missed a massive opportunity when Sancho laid it for him on a play. But yeah, he seems strong, man.
Do you know what as well? Just talking about, we mentioned Rangnick earlier. Yeah. And do you know what I do like about him? For whatever you can criticize him about, what you think about him as a manager, is he going to be the manager long term, etc. What I've liked about him is that every situation that arises, he meets it head on. He comes out in the media, he's honest, he's open. Even the captaincy, everyone's going, "Oh, is it Ronaldo? Ronaldo wants to be captain," or they're humming and ahhing. No, I'm the manager. Maguire's captain, and that's not changing. Bang. Doesn't let it carry on or gather any momentum in the media. The first opportunity he gets, he goes bang. I like that clarity, whether you think he's right or wrong. I always say that as a leader of a team, you want clarity and you want it to be dealt with quickly and decisively. And I think he's doing really well at that. Even
when he takes off Ronaldo, like before it was a thing. Now when Ronaldo comes off, it's like everyone knows the deal.
Yeah, because he spoke about it and he said this and he addresses it. I like that.
Yeah, that's good.
Even when he was getting asked about players leaving in the January window, he was like, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
There was no like smoke and mirrors with him. Yeah, I like how clear he is. And that's got to be a positive in the dressing room as well. Because you're not thinking that he's chatting shit to you. You're thinking that, well, he's a pretty straight guy. If he says, and not only if he says it, Elanga's the walking proof. Elanga comes into that first training session, the first week Ralph's there, does all right. Has another couple of training sessions, and Ralph's like, who's the kid? Then, he's on the bench. And now, like you said, he's scoring goals and contributing to the first team. All Ralph has to do is go, I didn't know who he was when I turned up. That was one of the first names on the team sheet.
What does that do to you? You came up through the academy at West Ham, right? Who was above you, would you say, that you saw come through at the academy and you thought, oh, there really is a way here?
It was different at West Ham because they hadn't had an academy youth product that come through and was a regular in the first team for years.
Oh, really?
I think it might have been even someone like Paul Ince. I'm not sure. Whoa. Like Tony Cottee was there.
Yeah.
He was. I was actually his boot boy.
Oh, is it?
So I respected all the first team players, but being someone's boot boy, they don't do that now. But I was Harry Redknapp and Tony Cottee's boot boy my first year as a YTS player, youth player. And
Harry Redknapp?
Yeah, so he was the manager, obviously. So if so the first day I'll go in, I'm a young boy, a South London boy, a bit brash, maybe a bit loud here and there. I'm in the boot room getting jokes with all my teammates, having a laugh. We're in, everyone's buzzing, high energy. And all of a sudden I heard, Rio! Where's my boot boy? Where's Rio? Get him out here. Get out here now.
Is that Tony?
Tony Cottee. This is a man I've never heard speak before.
Yeah.
Right? All of a sudden he's screaming my name and I'm thinking, right, what have I done? I haven't even done nothing. Come outside. He went, where are my effing boots? I said, they're in the boot room where I've just left them on their peg. They're all clean, ready for you to go training. Right there in my where I sit. Every morning, I want my football boots and my molds and my studs and my training kit, my wet tops and my jumpers, all in my spec where I sit every morning. I said, I'm your boot boy. I just put your boots on your thing. That's what I meant. He said, I told you that's what I want them.
Was you scared?
No, I just at first I thought, what's this guy shouting for? And then when he said that, I said, all right, cool, no problem. I went in the boot room and I was like to the guys, are you not doing this for your guys? Like someone's got like all these other players like John Monker, Ian Bishop and all these guys, Julian Dixon, that. Are you doing their boots and putting their kit on the No. I said, right, this guy's mad. But it was West Ham. And you're a kid and I want to be a player. So I just shut up and just done it every morning, mate. There weren't a day that went by. He never shouted at me ever again. Never had a bad word to say to me ever again, because his kit and his boots were there shining every morning.
So do you miss that? And do you reckon that's needed in a way in today's football? Yeah. Some sort of discipline.
It was discipline, but also cleaning your boots and getting them all ready, going and find them and getting them there all muddy and sorting it. You're doing it with your mates and having a laugh. A lot of the bonding time was around boots cleaning. You know what I mean? And a lot of the bonding time for the players was doing that. But also it was actually, there's a pecking order here and you're a boot boy, so shut up. And then they don't do it now. But also, I'm talking to Tony Cottee, West Ham's number 9. I'm talking to the man. Gaffer, do you need your boots? Have you got your molds? Are they all right? Yeah, they're all right, son. I'm having that bit of dialogue with a first-team environment, which now there's a bit of a divide, it seems, from the outside for a lot of clubs. When you get asked to go with a first team, it's like, that's my first time seeing, speaking, hearing, feeling, where we had that connection before, albeit at a distance still, but it wasn't as kind of a big jump or step to go with the first team because I'm around it a little bit.
And do you reckon they chose you specifically because they saw something in you?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, everyone wanted Julian Dix's boots because he used to give a good tip at Christmas.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Where Tony Cottee was tight, bruv. He didn't give me... Tony,
Nothing.
if you ever watched this, Tony, you didn't really look after me as a boot boy, man.
Come on, man.
Do you think that's something that you could bring back to the game, or is there too many agents involved with the young'uns now and that?
Honesty.
I think it's done, but I think it would be a good introduction. Listen, to be fair, the pitches are that good now, probably don't even need them. They just slap them on the floor and the boots are clean.
Yeah.
But it's more it's not about the cleaning the boots, is it?
But what is, you've got about 4 people that are probably cleaning up the boots and the kit nowadays. So it's different. So that you're taking someone out of a job now. That's the difference as well. So, but I would personally, if I could have something back with the young kids at football clubs, it would be that there's a boot boy for a player.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or cleaning parts of the training ground. I used to have to clean the change room, and it used to be like, it was part of it. It just became part of, but it's a job. It's a duty. It's a respect. You're still nowhere near where you need to be because you're doing jobs. You've got to pick up. If
someone makes you director of football then tomorrow or head of an academy, what's Rio's rules?
I'll try and incorporate something like that, but you wouldn't get it over the line because HR and because all of the protocol now and all the rules and regs, you wouldn't be able to do that now. Otherwise, I think a lot of people that are in the game still are real football people would like to have that, but can't.
Wynts, 5 with 5. Some part of the beat. You know how we do. Let's go. Title race is on. If you saw what Kane done to the Blues moving warm up top with Son, and the United like that one. And with the games in hand, Liverpool might turn the tables or make Pep sweat, cause it weren't the plan. I don't know, let's see. Arsenal got revenge on Brentford, looked like a nice kick in the park. United got a dub v Leeds, even Fred chipped in with a spot. Media say it's trouble in paradise, Ronnie wants to be captain. Could be false, a real in-house drama, or the news just acting.
Steve, I'll let you carry on here. You guys got Atletico this week. Last 16. I don't know how you guys are in the last 16.
Over? You covering it, Rio?
Yeah, we're not going over. We're doing it from the studio because of obviously COVID before, but also the wins and that won't.
What's your prediction, Steve?
Well, Atletico aren't really at it at the minute. Jan Oblak, for me, a couple of years ago, best keeper in the world, and we're fighting if you think otherwise. But this year he's been awful. He's saving less than half of the shots he faces. He's a real mistake in him this year as well. Also, I think the kid that got playing left back is also an absolute mistake waiting to happen. Since Trippier went, they've kind of crumbled. I also think since Saniguez went a little bit, they've just not looked as formidable this year. They've really fell off. Considering they're the reigning champions, they've proper fell off this year. Levante gave them a C2 last week. Normally, you go to Atletico, Simeone, you should know exactly what you're in for. They're going to 2 banks of 4, 4-4-2, hit you on the counter, be a bit of a threat at set pieces, compete for everything. But this year, they're a bit fallible with it. And I think we can go and get a result, actually, on Wednesday.
I agree with you.
A draw or a win, I think there's a result to be had.
I think there's a result there for United. I think, listen, the fact that they've conceded more goals than they've ever conceded under Simeone, 33 goals this season, there's still 14 games to play, says it all like what Steve said. I see a result for Man United coming out of this game. I think there'll be goals for both teams, but I see some sort of result positive for United.
We've been talking with the team at 5, and if you guys get a good result, I think we're going to go do a match day 360.
Yeah?
Yeah,
right.
That'll be good.
So you're all for the second leg?
What'd you say?
I would presume we'll be there, yeah, for the second leg.
Yeah. Me and you will be there, covering. So,
Can we just talk about Man City?
What?
Man City, Spurs. Wow.
Do you know what? Yeah, I shouldn't be happy that Spurs won, innit? Because obviously that affects our top 4 chances that we're going to get anyway. So it's all good.
Okay.
But I think it's just brought the league back alive again.
Yeah. I had, before this game, for the weekend, I had City winning this league by probably 9 or 10 points. They've still got to play each other, by the way, as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So and they've got a game in hand. So if they win the game in hand and beat City, then it's obviously the same point total. But there's big ifs there and there's a lot to do. But I just feel that they've got momentum as well, Liverpool. They would have been absolutely buoyant after that result. And that's a big thing, you know. Sometimes you can win the league without kicking the ball. Or you get given momentum without kicking the ball. This could be that weekend. They would have been sitting there thinking, it's a draw at the end of it. Spurs look like they're winning up and down with emotions. Then all of a sudden it's a draw. Spurs nick it and win it at the end. And all of a sudden, the WhatsApp group, I'd love to have been on the WhatsApp group at Liverpool. That would have been going off. Going into training the day after that, they're all walking in like that now, rather than trudging in maybe and just saying, listen, we hope City lose or drop some points. They've done it this weekend. Now it's about capitalising for Liverpool.
Have you spoken to Liverpool fans since the weekend?
They're buzzing. My mate's a Liverpool fan.
I got my mate JB Dapper. He's Michael Dapper's manager. He proper Liverpool fan. He thinks he's like, we're going to win the league now. We're going to win the league. I'm like, calm down.
I was 100% for City to win it, but now I've got to say I'm probably about 75% now that's for City to win.
I still think they do it, man.
I still think they will, but it's going to be closer than we thought.
Yeah, which is good, man, because they look like they won the league in December, which I weren't on. Harry Kane coming alive again. 100% take-ons completed. 4 long balls completed. 3 out of 4 aerial duels won. 3 ball recoveries. 3 shots. 2 goals. 1 chance created. Still worth 150 million.
I think he's played. It was like an audition, isn't it? It was like an audition. Like everyone's going, it's not Harry Kane, the one we know and love from before. He can't go to City now. They can't spend that type of money on him now. Look at him. He just said, you know what, guys? Sit back and take a look at what I'm about. What's still in the tank? I've still got it. If I played at this place every week, I'll be bagging 2 or 3 every week. That's what he's just said. And he said, Pep, have a look at this, mate.
Yeah.
Put your hands in your pocket. That's what he said.
Yeah, he can't. He ain't worth 150 no more. And
is time though, isn't it? Because he's been absolutely gashed this year.
He's had a few good games, you know, recently. Yeah.
You got to love Kane.
72 shots for 5 goals prior to this weekend. Jamie Vardy, 9 and 36. And 1 gets called clinical.
I've got to say though, man, Steve, if Harry Kane goes to Man City, they blitz everything. I don't care.
Yeah, probably.
They blitz everything because the balls that are dropping in and around that penalty area, he is eating up chances week in. I reckon he's sitting there licking his lips and thinking, wow, imagine if I was there.
It's all about motivation though as well, isn't it? Because if you compare his performance like when he played, against what he's been like this season, who else have you played with that was a motivational player? Like, and it's hard to say, but like, let's just say there's a contract coming up or there's a move coming up and you think, this player's really playing for the move or the new contract.
Didn't really have that at United.
Come on.
Giggs played for a contract loads of times.
No, but he's still what he done and brought to the table. He deserved to get the contract. You know what I mean? But like, I don't remember players that were playing rubbish and all of a sudden produced a performance, and you think, oh, because of the new contracts around the corner. I can't think off the top of my head anyone like that. But I don't think Harry Kane's that type. He's not that way inclined.
Were you like that?
No, never. Harry Kane, new contract's in your mind. Don't get me wrong, but you don't go, oh, I'm going to up the levels now because I need a new contract. If there's players out there doing that, you don't deserve to have a career in this unbelievable game that we love. Because that's a disrespect. I
disagree.
Your level should be at the highest all the time.
It should be, but I think sometimes that motivation, man. Like, look at Aubameyang when we wanted him to sign the team.
Yeah, but I don't know. What I mean? Well, we're saying that's motivation. Yeah, that could just be down to form. You don't know. We don't know. It's hard to say
He was playing for that, man.
Yeah, I know. Ozil could throw that at him as well, but like, I just feel that it does look like that.
What about Salah? Because Salah's
been on fire for 4 or 5 years, man.
This year, sir.
No, but you can't throw that at a man like Salah. I wouldn't even throw that.
So that's a wild take even for you.
Yeah, I don't think. But if we're talking about Kane.
Definitely, right?
I just think that he's at a
Stop
Euro
it.
hangover. He's what he's got. He hasn't lost motivation. He's dejected. He's disappointed.
They're doing a lot of this, a lot of curve swerving. The guy is playing. Yesterday was definitely an audition. Hey, Pep, come take me.
Yeah,
I'm only worth 70 mil this summer. Cut price. Oh my gosh. But yeah, okay. So do you want to move on to Arsenal?
Well, quickly
getting the revenge against Brentford, which I think was deserved.
Revenge against
revenge.
Okay.
Why is it?
Did the winner get to call yourself the 5th best team in London? What's the crack?
Listen, I want to ask you a question.
Where are you in London, like in the ranks? Where are you in the ranks in London?
You're behind Chelsea because they're champions of the world. You're behind Spurs.
Got to be second.
Sure.
Got to be second. Yeah,
West Ham definitely put you in
your We've got games in hand.
Wait.
We got games in hand.
Wait.
We've got games in hand.
Chelsea, then West Ham.
Spurs.
No, Arsenal, then Spurs.
Nah.
Right,
it goes Palace. It goes, nah, stop it. It goes Chelsea, Arsenal. It goes Chelsea, Arsenal, because we played 23 games and West Ham have played 26.
You still got to win the games, bro.
Yeah, it don't matter. Come on, man. You're not disrespecting the thing, man.
And they've been playing in Europe as well. You don't even know about Europe.
We're going to be in Europe.
You lot are lucky that you've had Saka and ESR.
Yeah. Why is it that when I put
3rd or 4th place you're going for in London?
Steve, why is it that when I put Elland Academy and I put the address of the Arsenal Academy in the group, you guys didn't reply?
Why didn't you reply? I'm glad that you've got them. I didn't know what context you was using it in.
Why didn't you reply? If I put the Arsenal Football Academy and I put the address in the group, it's for you lot to know.
Mostly.
They've got you to 6th place.
What the hell you're all about?
Yeah.
They've got you outside the Champions League.
Listen, if you look at Saka, let's big him up in it. 7 goals, 4 assists. ESR, 9 goals, 2 assists. Only Salah and Jota have and Sterling have more. Come on, man.
Yeah, ESR's doing his thing, man. I've loved him from the beginning of the season. He's been in my dream team, everything.
Yeah.
Do you reckon he gets snapped up by a big club, Rio?
Yeah, I think he's one that other big clubs will be looking at. I think Saka definitely, but I think Mikel Arteta is building something there. I've got to say. All jokes aside, Mikel Arteta is creating an environment there that I feel that players are going to want to play, and I feel that the young players he's got there that he's building around looks exciting. You mentioned the training ground. I was there the other day watching one of my boys play. Like, it's an impressive place where the academy and that are training. You can see it churning out young players. But I feel they're going to have to go again. Yeah, really impressive. But I think they're going to have this window is going to be big for them.
Yeah, huge.
Big window. They've got to get it right in this window.
Huge.
It depends where they finish, what type of player they're going to have to go for.
And I also think, that the Aubameyang sell in the long term is a good thing. And I'll tell you why. Because I think he's senior, right? And I just didn't. Obviously, they didn't get on. And when you've got a player coming in late for training, we don't know all the details.
Do you know that he was late for training?
Well, that's what we're hearing, innit? We're only going for what we're hearing. Sometimes when you got like big fish in there, man, the manager's got to make his point. And unfortunately, I think Aubameyang's the only player that's too big to not want to bother playing for the manager. I think everyone else is trying to play for something. Lacazette, but he needs to play for something. ESR, Saka, they want to impress. Ben White's been in the door for 5 minutes.
Ramsdale,
he's just come through. He's trying to get into the England squad. England's #1 goalkeeper. Tierney, still young. You know what I mean? So I think all in all our players are trying to prove themselves. The Lukongos, the parties. I think when you got that ego, sometimes it's best that you just let them go and then you build from there.
That's an Arsenal fan's perspective, guys.
There you go. Let us know what you think in the comments. Come on, you Gunners. Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. Did you watch the game, Steve?
No, who did I watch this weekend? I watched City, Spurs, and watched Leicester Wolves yesterday on top of the United game.
That was good.
I watched the Chelsea Palace game. I agree with Gary Lineker and Alan Shearer, by the way. If anyone saw their comments, like if I'm Lukaku, I'm going nuts. Like, get me the ball, get wide, cross me the ball, get me that ball in the box, play the ball in behind, in when you get the opportunity, play to my strengths. I think that's probably the biggest issue you got with Chelsea at the moment. What's their best team? I don't know if Tuchel knows his best team at the moment. He wants to get the £100 million player in, which is understandable, Lukaku, and he's hit a bit of a bad run in terms of goals. He scored the 2 over in the World Club Championship. They've got to find a way of playing to his strengths. Now, Lukaku's strengths, what are they? He's a fox in the box. You get that ball in the box, mate, and it drops to him, invariably you put it away. He's shown that everywhere he's been, all throughout his career. You cross the ball, he can finish. He loves the ball played in behind, to run onto things, to bulldoze his way past people, drop a shoulder, bang. And I just don't feel that at the moment they've been playing to them strengths that has enabled him to become a €100 million player.
Yeah, I mean, he only had 7 touches versus Palace. Steve, 2 in the first half, one of them being kickoff.
You can say you got to play to his strengths and all the rest of it, but if you're only having 1 touch in 45 minutes, I think you got to go looking for it a little bit. I think you need to do a bit more work. And I agree that the way Rio described him is exactly how I see him. I think a lot of people look at the guy's frame and go, "Oh, hold up player, target man." He ain't that. That's not his game in the slightest. He's more like Chicharito than Drogba. Like the way he plays the game, he's nothing like a target man or a hold up man. And yeah, you've got to put the ball in the box for him. And if you do, he's pretty effective once you get it in the box for him. He's not so effective outside the box unless he's running in behind and against a high line, which obviously he was never going to have against Crystal Palace. But you got to go looking for it. You got to go and get involved in a link up. I can't imagine how bored you're going to be just having 1 touch. You got to go and just go get in the mix. See if you can drag a defender out of the way. Go play on the wing for a little bit. Have they followed me? All right, cool. Just do something. Don't just stand there, because I haven't seen the game, but I know that he definitely stood there pointing loads.
But you know what though, we can all say that as fans, yeah, and I understand that, and that's what if it was you in that situation, you'd be going, I've got to go and find the ball, I've got to go and get a touch. But sometimes for the betterment of the team and what the manager will want is you to be that focal point where you're keeping 2 defenders occupied by staying up the pitch. The moment you start coming back and bringing more players into that midfield area, the manager will go, "You're messing up what we're trying to do. You're messing up." And you've got to sacrifice your own game sometimes. I feel that's what he's doing at times.
Harry Kane doesn't do that.
He's sacrificing his own game for the betterment of the team, which is affecting his stats and stuff which he gets judged on at the end of the day.
Kane's selfish, though, isn't it?
When you play the game,
claiming that goal off that comes off the back of Loftus-Cheek's ankle, do me a favour. You're not having that as a goal.
When you played against Lukaku, right? He was still a young boy. What could you see?
Raw talent. Raw talent. He's one of them players that you don't want to play against that type all the time.
Is it?
Yeah, because he's aggressive at times when he needs to be. The difference is that the teams that I played against him at Everton and at West Brom, they played to his strengths. Now, no matter who you are, what type of player you are, if you don't play to that player's particular strengths, he'll never look as good or be as good or effective as he should be. So at the moment, that's the way it seems. And he would be far easier to play against at the moment.
Yeah.
But when he played for those 2 teams, he was runs in behind, always on the shoulder, always looking for that opportunity in behind the defender. For a defender, that's a nightmare.
I know he was younger, but did you always feel like he was in control?
Yeah, no, but you could always see the potential, and his goals record was insane. It's crazy. Like the best strikers that we talk about getting to like 50 goals at a certain age and that, he's up there with them, if not bypassed most of them. So talent-wise, he's always had it. And you know that for one thing, mad finisher. We're talking of mad finishers, Mo Salah, 150 goals.
Running down the wing, playing for his
I got excited when I saw Norwich 1-0.
Yeah, I thought it was going to happen as well. But yeah, 150 goals for Liverpool, 112 Premier League goals, 33 Champions League goals. Wow. 4 FA Cup goals, 1 Champions League goal, qualifying goal. Is he better than Luis Suarez?
Yeah.
I had this argument with Michael Owen.
It's a big argument, you know.
Michael Owen said Suarez had a better. It was each season where he was on fire. He had a better season than Mo Salah's having this season. I disagreed. I think Salah's a joke. I think he's a ridiculous player. Oh yeah, but he bubbles, the ball bubbles and that. Like, listen, see some of the goals, the Chelsea goal the other day, little shimmy. The defender was rocked, bang, goal. You know how many players he does that against? Koulibaly at Anfield, meant to be like 70 million pounds, 80 million pounds. Where get off, bang, goal. Like he's done this consistently for years now. This guy needs to put a bit more respect on Mo Salah's name. Like, forget my ties to Man United and whatever. Mo Salah is the truth.
Yeah, we know he's the truth. I don't think that's a question. I think we're arguing here, like, is his best season?
Yeah, because he backed the goals with trophies. That's the overriding factor. I don't care.
I know, but Suarez was a problem, you know.
Suarez is a big man.
Like, he's a great player, yeah, great.
But we're talking about Mo Salah here. What he's doing.
I'm not saying he's not doing anything, but that's, guys, you got to let us know in the comments, man. Because
about both of them shit all over Owen.
Pardon?
Both of them shit all over Owen.
So hold on. Prime Owen in his best season.
19.
19, whatever it was.
Prime Michael Owen on a Ballon d'Or scoring 16 league goals.
Wait. Are you taking a prime time Owen or prime time Suarez or prime time?
I can't lie. It's got to be. It's not even a question.
Owen's third in that list.
I love Owen, innit? You know, I respect Owen. And that's my
era, a big shout.
It's got to be nice. It's not. It's not
as comfortable as you lot are making out.
It really is. It really is. Like Suarez, peak form.
Wait.
Suarez, peak form.
Wait. If you ask it from a defender's point of view, bro,
Rio, you don't want that. You don't want that Suarez.
Fear, yeah. If we're talking fear and players going, "Oh my God, it's him today," Owen's in the conversation.
Yeah, we're not saying he's.
Trust me.
Well, actually, I'm saying
he's in the conversation.
He's not in that conversation.
He is. Trust me.
He's like maybe for a young Rio, but I'm talking about.
I'm telling you.
What? Look what Salah's doing now. Salah's moving. World class.
I'm not saying he ain't. We're talking about like Michael Owen went and destroyed the whole World Cup.
If Salah got
Michael Owen which one of them has gone to a World Cup and destroyed the whole World Cup? Tell me.
I rate it. But if Salah today got Ballon d'Or, I don't think any of us would complain.
Michael Owen's got one.
No. That was.
Yeah, but why got one?
No.
Pardon?
Pardon? Look what he did to get it.
I don't care. You can't tell me he's got a Ballon d'Or. If he wins a Ballon d'Or and then he's got a Ballon d'Or.
It's as ridiculous as Marcus Rashford sitting with a Ballon d'Or because he got 17 last season.
How many trophies did he win that year when he won the Ballon d'Or?
3, but he can't put any of them near the fireplace.
Four, quadruple.
Okay, I'm just asking a question.
A League Cup, a UEFA Cup, and an FA Cup.
Just the context.
Do you see what I'm saying? No, Steve's right, you know.
What? Right about what?
Like, even if you look at the trophy,
winning a Ballon d'Or, winning the League Cup, get out of my face, Rio.
Listen,
Rio. You see what I'm talking about, Rio? Yeah.
Which one of them 3 went to the World Cup and had people on ropes?
That's a weak argument.
The whole World Cup going. Who is this guy? Which one of them?
Because the funny thing is, yeah, we're talking about peak Suarez and we're referring to him as Liverpool. We're not even adding what he did at Barcelona. We're not even talking about that Suarez. Ooh. You can't. We didn't. Different levels, man.
When
different levels.
Tell me when I'm talking peak Suarez at Liverpool. That was a conversation we were having.
He was such a player. He could play on the right. He could play up front. He was something
else,
man.
Don't get me wrong. He's an unbelievable player. At Barcelona, his stats are a joke.
It's ridiculous. The whole team's a joke.
But I'm just saying. I'm not saying Michael Owen's above them. I'm just saying. Do not dismiss him like he's any man. Please,
do you know what?
Have some more respect.
Michael Owen is someone, but in this conversation,
you was in primary school,
Mo Salah and Suarez at their peak in the Premier League, piss on Owen. Bring that to your group. Bring that to your group.
The worst thing about Michael Owen is none of his clubs are having him. That's rough, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the bad part. because he deserves more than that.
No, he's still doing a few bits for Liverpool and that. I see it the other day.
Listen,
it might be working from the fans, ain't it?
Prime time Michael Owen was a problem for any man walking this planet. Trust me.
What about
Prime time Michael Owen was a problem for any man walking this planet.
All right. We get it. He's your mate.
No,
cool. We get it.
Don't matter about
all
that.
right, cool. Let's focus on two other players that deserve.
You would have been all over the gaff, bro. You're a centre back, I know.
No, I've become a centre back as the years have gone. I was a DM still, like Basuma and them, man. Come on, man. You know,
you man are dismissing them, man. So
what
easy.
did you think when you saw me play when we went to that tournament?
No, you was focused.
Nah,
you was good. You was good. No, you played well.
I heard you said something else to me. Someone said,
thought you was like Gallas, bro.
Someone said, yeah, I was still. Someone said, wait,
but like Gallas,
he's wearing that number 5 shirt. What?
Now, mine and your styles are very different.
It was like Jamie Shore told me that you said, boy, is he wearing a number 5?
No, our styles are different. Like when a man wears my shirt, I need to see some sort of like
Rio Junior in the back, Steve. I had Rio Junior, yeah, and he was shaking his head when he. It was awful. Anyway, Mané, that was a finish.
Nice finish.
Come on,
Mané's just on the high, innit, from the Senegal win. Yeah. And respect to Senegal, respect to Mané and his teammates. Love
you
that.
Know what I mean. And Luis Diaz, what a comfortable finish.
My mates, Ahmet Zult, shout out, mate. He watches the show.
Shout out,
He's a big Liverpool fan. He was screaming. He couldn't believe it when they signed Diaz. Yeah, and then he scored at the weekend. He's straight in the group, like. So yeah, and I've seen signs of him. Michael Owen, by the way, loves him as well. But he's got that energy. He's got that swagger about him. He's going to be a problem for Liverpool. Great signing.
That's big, man. Moving on to West Ham versus Newcastle. You were at that game,
I was at that game, yeah. Newcastle, great result. Great result. Put a great shift in.
They're staying up, aren't they now?
Yeah.
Huh? They're staying up now, aren't they?
Yeah. Newcastle will stay up. They've got too much in terms of like character now, desire. You can see there's a work ethic behind it. A lot of work being done behind the scenes. They're in good shape. I think Newcastle, by the end of this season, they'll be up. They'll stay up. West Ham, I think, were disappointed, with the result for themselves. We're trying to get that top 4 spot, but I think it was a good draw all around both teams.
It's a shame on Trippier, broken foot or broken bone in his foot. He's been such a revelation for them.
Yeah,
such
broke
a
his
revelation.
foot. Bit of character, and I think the leadership as well. But Joe Willock, who was important last season, scoring goals at the end of the season, he's now scored his first goal of the season. Yeah, but he was immense in this game. First half, I thought we'd done really well. Big reason why, obviously scored the goal, but a big reason why they got back in the game. So yeah, West Ham disappointed, but I think Newcastle, a fair result across the board.
I want to give a massive shout out to Aaron.
Burnley pick up 3 points, 3-0 at Brighton. That's a mad result. Did not expect that. They've still got 2 games in hand on Newcastle, which I don't think they won both.
I watched the game against United, and he was good the second half when he the striker. Steve, you watched that? Yeah,
decent.
You think it could be enough? Is anyone? Because if it's not Newcastle, I'm not sure Everton are going to get dragged down into this. To be honest,
I think the 3 teams are there. The 3 teams that are there go down for me.
So sorry, that leaves me on the air to move on to Wolves versus Leicester. What's all this talk about Brendan Rodgers being sacked? Like that don't sit down well with me.
Blasphemy. A lot of injuries. Yes, they haven't produced the form that we're used to seeing, accustomed to seeing from. Look at Steve, accustomed to seeing from Leicester. But listen,
he's changed the club around. No?
Yeah, he's been a part of changing that club around. He's done an unbelievable job, which will give him grace. No way they sack him. No way they sack him
because he's odds on, in the book.
I think he goes.
If they sack him, I'll be amazed. What are they going to get? That's going to be an upgrade on Brendan Rodgers.
This is football. There's no sense when it comes to sacking.
Leicester City can't get an upgrade on Brendan Rodgers.
I'll take him at Arsenal.
This man is this. You heard this guy just said, I will take him at Arsenal. These times you just said, I love Mikel Arteta.
You need to know about Joel's football opinion.
I'll take him at Arsenal. I'll take him at Arsenal.
I'll tell you a manager who needs a bit of love is the Wolves manager right now.
Yeah, he's doing a really, really good job, man.
Wow.
Flipping it, man. What a win.
Real.
You know what, Neves, even though Neves has been trying rubbish.
Send Darren Fletcher a text and say, listen, we've all been having a chat. How's about getting Neves? Stop messing around.
You want Neves to Man United?
Love him, innit?
You love him.
I'll go pick him up if you want.
Yeah?
You love him.
I don't know.
If we could get...
I like him. He's a fantastic... He keeps the ball, man. He keep it as well as anyone. Really good footballer.
Is he Man United quality?
If you could get me Neves and Tielemans, That's how you replace Pogba. Neves, Tielemans, Bruno. That's your midfield three next season. Let's go.
That wouldn't be my choice, I've got to be honest.
Yeah, that sounds a bit.
I like them, good players, but if you think that midfield there is winning you or getting you any closer to the other teams, I don't know. I'd argue against it.
Fred and McTominay does.
Yeah, I think he probably does, but I think, well, mobility-wise, we'll be lacking.
100%. All right, cool. So, Aston Villa versus Watford. What's going on with Stephen G, man?
I know, man. They're inconsistent, to say the least, this Villa team, not producing the results that we're kind of expected since you come there. But Watford, I don't know how they got that result, man. I mean, they'd obviously done well and played well, but like based on form as well, like they haven't been playing well. They ain't got
do you know what I've seen with Villa? They're not changing their team around enough, man. It's just like, I know that he's loyal.
Got injuries though, isn't he, as well? A couple of players. Bailey's out.
Yeah, but that's a big miss, to be fair. But for what I think is, I don't know, innit? I don't know, you know Stevie more than anyone here, but it's like he's really loyal to the current place he's got. If you haven't played well, we got to be seeing some changes, man.
I don't know. It's difficult, isn't it? He's new in the club as well, still finding out about characters and people. So give him a little bit of time.
And we'll see. Steve.
And you lot got Wolves on Thursday night?
We do?
Yeah, that's what you lot kiss goodbye at top four.
Bro, you reckon they'll beat us at home?
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon Wolves do you.
Want to put a little wager on it?
Not really.
You've not won a bet since you've been doing this, so you better relax.
I still owe the people. I got to do something. Yeah. I owe the people something.
Yeah.
Because what was that? Was that the Ronaldo bet?
I didn't want to mention it, but you need to really get your thinking.
What are we going to do?
Yeah. Who's finishing above you this season?
No, I got two. No. Yeah, we got one. Yeah, you're right. We got that one. Who's finishing above who? And the Ronaldo. But the Ronaldo one's a bit mad, though, man.
What?
Wearing the AIG Man United top.
I think you got to put it on. I'll bring the shirt in. I've got the
Ronaldo. Let's do it in the summer. Let's do it in the summer where
the kit's waiting. It's in my house waiting.
Let's do it when we do the 5 tournament in the summer, yeah.
Right,
so that if I'm wearing it, it don't look as mad.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
You walking around in the hot heat in a Man United 7 AIG kit.
Did step overs. Come on, man.
How many shirts have you got that you kept from playing days and swaps? Loads or just a few?
Got loads.
Loads, yeah.
Yeah, I got them in a lockup somewhere.
You know what? We're giving one of them away. We're giving one of them away. Just make sure you comment, like, share, comment, subscribe. You heard it here first. One of them is coming to you. You guys watching.
Yeah, we'll take his keys. It'll be right.
Yeah.
I'll find out where it is then.
Guys, thank you very much for watching this week's episode of Vibe with Five. We will be back soon, and make sure you're subscribing. We want to see those subscribers. Click the button. Don't just go, oh, I'm going to watch the show. No, click it. Put the notifications on, man. You know what we're saying. Yeah.
True. Thank you very much, guys. Really appreciate your time and energy.
And we'll see you soon. Peace.